like nuts. Don't want to work at all. You guys asked me if I'm gonna get another wrap. I don't see myself getting a wrap again. They are super quick to get your, you know, but when the devil's in the details, you know what I mean? I don't know, that irritates me. Things like that, you know. It's just dirt. This thing needs to be cleaned. Here, can you hold this real quick? I gotta pop that hood up.
Okay.
All right, back up. All right, bring that over here. Stay right here, about there. Excuse me. You showing them the truck?
Yep.
Good boy. So we got a little leaker right there on that coolant hose. You can see it. You can see a little bit of it. Hey son, I'm gonna have you hold this.
Okay.
Go ahead and drop that. Go ahead and hold that right there.
I'm gonna get a little closer.
Okay, but just make sure you're angling it up so they can see me working right here.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, sweet. I'm putting extra clamp on this bad boy. See if that solves my leaking problem. It doesn't leak a whole lot, but it just leaks enough to be irritating. Come on. Don't you hate it when these stupid clamps don't go in straight? There we go. Now she's starting to go on straight. We're gonna... Oops. Can you hand me that?
Yep.
He's so helpful.
Got it.
Thank you. I need to get a better internet provider out here.
Like your GoPro?
No, better internet provider.
Oh.
The camera on that phone is good. It's just, for some reason, when I'm streaming YouTube, it's not like me. Oh yeah, there we go. That's on there good. Now, so now we got two of those on there instead of just one. I'm gonna put one on the upper side too, just for the heck of it. And you never know when you're gonna need an extra one of these. So it's nice to have one just on something, just in case you need it. basically just putting a second clamp on this radiator hose, both sides, because it decided it wanted to leak on me. Almost done.
Almost done. Almost done.
That is not going to leak anymore.
Nope.
Just so you guys know, the air filters for these PACCAR MX-13s are expensive. They are expensive. So, oh man, my back is killing me for some reason today. I don't know why. It's just hurting.
Your back?
Yeah, my back. Alright. Basically, guys, I was having a slow coolant leak right there, so I just added another hose clamp. So.
2 hose clamps.
Yep. Ooh, let's check to see where this fluid level's at. That's kind of hard to check when that thing's covered in dust. So thick that you can't see it. Looks like it's good. Okay. Oh, let's check the oil. Here. Hold this. I mean, PACCAR, why did you do this to us? You gotta literally lean on that tire. Oh yeah, she's definitely got oil in her. You really gotta lean on that tire to check that oil. Okay. Alright, now time to pop the hood on this one, so I can check the oil on this one. I did fix this mud flap. I drilled another hole and put another bolt in it, but it kind of pulled it forward. Kind of looks kind of funky, but it is what it is. Alright, you want to hold this again? I'll come stand back here.
This screwdriver?
Okay, hold it right there.
Okay. Yeah, you two guys. Yep. How are we doing good? Here we go.
This one's got a coolant leak too somewhere.
On the bad boy.
Well, power steering fluid's on the minimum cold. Yeah, we're a little low on the oil.
Yeah.
Probably after one hard week of running, we're about half a gallon low.
A chainsaw. It's a chainsaw,
Which is
Dad.
probably pretty common for a cat. Here's what I'm noticing. Notice the coolant there? That's where it's dripping out of the top of this thing, I think. That's what it looks like. Looks like it might be coming out of the top. Because that's a sign of coolant right there. And that's minimum. Just change the air filter on this bad boy. Yep. Looking good, looking good. Alright, guys. Well, I'm working tomorrow night. Which truck should I take? Which truck should I take? What in the world is that? You guys see that black stuff? What's up, Andrew? I want to see what that's coming from. That is so weird. I don't see what it could be coming from. Weird. What's this? Oh, there we go. That's how we can see if that thing is good. Maybe I should... I don't have the key on me. I was going to say we should crank her up and see how that air filter is doing. But I already know that air filter's... It's been in there for a long time, and we've been driving for the quarry, so it's time to replace that bad boy.
Hey, if these things are small, what could not go in here?
Yeah.
And hold it.
That's a cool design, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It means the tire's getting worn out. Look at that. I thought I saw a nail in here somewhere. What's that? That's something. It ain't a stud, I'll tell you that. Look, there's a hole right there too. So it's on like the same side. Oh, it's just a piece of ash in this hole. That must be like a tire manufacturing thing, because it's got a second one right there. And there's another one right there. That's the wear mark.
I found one, Dad.
That's the wear mark
I found one.
for the tire that tells you when it's legal.
I found one right there.
Yeah. Yep, that's the wear mark. That tells you when this gets down that low, that means you have to change the tire. Realistically, I should have these things rotated right now. Because if you look, the tread depth on this side is about double what it is on this side. Yeah, I think I might do that. I should have these things rotated. International's running good, Andrew. Yeah, Vic. I mean, they will, man. Did you see the difference on the tires, Vic? I was showing the difference. Those are dump truck tires. Not a single rock in them. And they're brand new tires. Brand spanking new. They still got the little pieces of rubber. These ones are brand new too, but look how many rocks are in them. They're full of rocks. Those rocks will work their way and they'll break those rubbers off. Those things. They might be a good road tire, but they're not good for what I'm doing. You found the holes on that side? This tire is wearing a lot better than the other tire, I noticed. It's interesting. See how much deeper this tread is? This one's a lot more even. I can feel the depth over here and the depth over here is about the same. Right? That's definitely something you want to be watching. So, for some reason, this tire wears more on the outside. This outside definitely is wearing faster than the inside on this.
Oh yeah, I can see the difference.
a lot of times what'll happen when your kingpins wear out, this side will wear the fastest, the inside, because the tire's sitting like this on the road, right? And that puts more weight on the inside.
I'm pushing it down.
Yeah. I'd like to take that tire off and flip it around and then put it back on. Yeah, these trucks, they definitely need a wash. I mean, you can tell.
Yeah, they'll be dirty.
From about 10 feet away, they don't look that dirty. But when you get close, I mean, you can see the dirt that's caked on this thing.
Yeah, that's what Brian was.
Look at this. Look how much dirt is caked onto that piece. Yeah, it's got some dirt on there, guys. It's been hauling pit to pit. If I washed it today, it would be that dirty tomorrow. Yeah, that is a good thing, Andrew. That is a good thing. I just put out a video. It's like a 2-minute video. This is a water line. These things work great for saving those airlines because it's a hard plastic. It doesn't wear out when it's rubbing on stuff. It's kind of stiff, so you heat it up with the torch. That's how you can cut it too. You heat it up with the torch, just slice it, heat it up a little bit, and you can open it up and put it on something. Crank that sucker down with some hose clamps or zip ties, and you're ready to rock and roll. So, alright, let's put these hoods down. Tomorrow I'll be greasing the trucks for sure. You can tell that they're definitely in need of some grease. When you look right here, see how that's kind of crusty? When I move this dirt, you can see the grease in there. You can see how it's wet looking. But when it's that crusty, you can tell it needs some grease. Same with these ones, you can tell. See right here?
Oh, this one over here, Dad.
You can see the grease that's on there. It's just kind of crusty. But, yeah. Yep, that's the grease zerk. They're getting greased tomorrow, both trucks. I'll probably spend about an hour and a half greasing everything on both. Maybe 2 hours tops greasing everything. You can see this is still doing all right. You can see some grease on there, but still needs to be greased. So
And grease up there.
it's crazy how much thicker that cylinder is compared to that one. And that one's only got 1, 2, 3 stages. This one's got 1, 2, 3. It's got 3 too, but that one's just a lot thicker. That's what she said. You ever thought about putting auto lube on your trucks? I don't know how that would work. I don't know how expensive that would be either. But let me just tell you what. Each one of these kingpins has 2. The brake has 1. The S-cam has 1. On this truck, those tie rods, they don't have them, but on the International, they have 1 on each side. I mean, on this truck, there's 5 grease points on each side, each tire, basically. It's insane how many grease zerks there are. And then I went and added some more on the strong arm. Here, let's grab this stuff. We're gonna take this stuff back with us. I'm gonna put those hoods down that way. If it gets too windy, they're not flexing everywhere, every which way. But I gotta remember to put some oil in that one. That's one thing that I was not used to. The only ones you can't hook up is the U-joints. Watch out, son. She's coming down. Yeehaw. And this one's doing fine on oil. So I can go ahead and clamp that. Did you get it? Oh, not quite. Almost. You gotta put it down in here till it clicks. There you go. This one's easier to do. This hood is also a lot lighter because it doesn't have the grill that's moving with it. This is an interesting design. Yeah, it's a little bit higher. We got a nice bonfire going over there, burning that pile of stumps and stuff. I'll take you guys over there and show you. We've had a ton of progress around here. That's where the trucks normally park, right over here. Then my driver parks right over there with his car. But I'm enlarging this for when we get more trucks. I'm basically going to clear back to those trees, and then all this will be gravel, and it'll be squared off. Wow, look how big that fire was. I should probably restack it before we go in for the night. You can see it was pretty big. There's some massive stumps. That's one stump right there. That whole thing is a stump. And this whole thing right here is a stump too. You got the zip ties, huh?
Yep.
Are you warm?
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that red box goes down a lot quicker than the other box. It bleeds off. It'll be about halfway down in 2 days, give or take. We got a lot of work to get done over here, guys. I'm gonna show you our front yard that we've been working on. It's turning out pretty good. Very, very happy with the way it's turning out. I just knocked down a big log today, so it's not as nice looking as it was, 3 hours ago before I knocked this tree down. Are you going to take on some more jobs with your equipment? No, I don't really think so, Andrew. I think I'm going to try and tone the equipment side down and focus mainly on just dump trucking. And the equipment will just kind of sit here, and we'll use it around the house. And, maybe every once in a while, hey, that light's on in there, in the pump house. I need you to shut that off. Somebody left that light on. Look, we got Grandpa's old tractor parked right there. Here, go ahead and unlock it and shut the light off. We got Grandpa's old tractor there. We got another burn pile right there. It's been raining. It's gonna start raining again. This is our front yard. You can see where the shop's gonna be. You can see my old dump truck back there. I knocked this big tree down, but you can see that's gonna be a nice little field. Yeah, it's still day. It's getting pretty dark, Christian. It's starting to get dark. I knew it was, it's getting dark when you can see the light on in the pump house when it's not supposed to be on. So, we knocked that big tree down. It was basically right about there. Yeah, it's starting to get dark. You still got a little bit of light, but it's definitely getting darker. You can tell that's a big log right there. That thing's probably 24 inches in diameter. See how long that thing is? I knocked it over knocked it over that way. I got to show you guys a cool technique. If you're ever clearing land, a really cool technique is you push the tree over, right, with the excavator. You push it over, and then you move the excavator right about here, and then you roll it. You grab that the root ball, and you start rolling it, and it breaks all the limbs off. So nice. Proud of you, bro. Your determination is second to none. Been following you for a while. I appreciate it, Christian. You know, we got dreams, and we're definitely working towards them. We're definitely working towards them. Did you lock it? Did you lock it? Okay, good boy. Today we're going to use the wood chipper. I got a little bit of wood chipping to do right here. You can see that tree that's kind of down. Let's just come on in. Give me a second and let there be light. Okay. Set this up right here. So today, me, my son, and Grandpa basically took apart our wood chipper. Our brand new wood chipper blew a starter on us. We were trying to figure out why it wasn't starting. You turn the key and it would just go click, click, click. So we thought it was a starter solenoid, because that's a really common thing, you know, with starters. The solenoid doesn't engage. And what happened is so we got our multimeter out and we were testing the voltage, and it was showing that the voltage was making it to the starter, but for some reason the starter wasn't turning. So I ended up taking these three bolts, these three screws off. There's 1, 2, 3. And then I was looking at this. You can see those wires are pretty burnt. It's kind of hard to see. Let me show you if I can find a good one to show you. Yeah, see this one in particular. You can see the wires broken. See the wires broken right there? And then also, right here, each one of these little pieces is supposed to have insulation on them. You can see some of them are missing the insulation. It just got rubbed off from the brushes. And then also, on the back of this coil, you can see it's burnt on one side. You need a backhoe. It would make everything better. I had a backhoe, Bobby. I had one. The 2-wheel drive ones suck. Dude, I will say though, that post, or that contraption you made to set posts, dude, that is cool, man. That is cool. That is something I would make. I'm not gonna lie. That is very genius of you to make that. You can also see in here, there's a whole bunch of junk in there.
Wait, like you can.
I thought it was wood chips when I first opened this up. I'm like, why is there wood chips in the starter? Because it's a Woodgate build inspired it. Oh, dude, that's cool, man. That's cool, you know. But yeah, see that bearing in there also is bad, because you know it's not supposed to be able to do that. That's part of why this got ruined around here. That bearing went out, or was just too small for this. But anyways, the rest of the starter is pretty good. If you take it apart, you know, all the gears look good and everything. But crazy. Are you learning a lot, son?
Yeah.
What truck is that from? This starter? No, this is from the wood chipper. This is the wood chipper starter. I did replace a dump truck starter though. But it was the solenoid that was burned on it.
Like the new dump truck that you
See how that comes out?
Yeah.
When it spins, it
That's
comes
it.
out.
That's what Boompa told me.
Yeah, Boompa told you that? He's a smart man.
Yeah.
When we taking the backhoe to your place? Dude, any day you want, you bring it out here, man. You can store it out here as long as you want. I got plenty of space. But it ain't going to make any money out here. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's the one thing you're not going to be able to do out here is make any money. Not with the backhoe. So I got a new one of these ordered. It's $30. So.
What?
Yeah, that's not that bad. $30.
No. Not that bad.
It needs a thumb. Oh yeah, dude, you got to put a thumb on that. You can buy the thumbs, but it ain't gonna be hydraulic. I can't remember. Is yours an extend-a-hoe, Bobby? Is your backhoe an extend-a-hoe? If it is, you can't put a thumb on that very easily. I don't even know if you can put a thumb on an extend-a-hoe.
Well, that's magnet.
I'm trying to get this thing to go back in here. It doesn't want to do it. That's why. It's not going to go back together. It's being a pain. Yeah, Cat sells a hydraulic thumb for it for $7,000. You can. Mine is the outer slide type, so the whole stick slides. Oh, okay. You're lucky, man. You're lucky if you put a hydraulic thumb on that thing. That would make it a lot more useful, in my opinion. That would definitely make it more useful.
Yeah.
I put a thumb on my backhoe. I bought one that was a little too big and it looked kind of funny, but it worked great. It wasn't a hydraulic one. It was just a manual thumb, but it was only like $200. And man, it made a world of difference. It made a world of difference. You'd be surprised how much just even a manual thumb makes that big of a difference. Yeah, mechanical thumbs are great, man. They work, you know. If somebody says otherwise, it's because they don't know how to operate, you know. At least that's how I feel. I feel if you can't use a manual thumb, then you gotta learn how to operate, man. There we go. Boom. She is back together the way she's supposed to now. Put that gear on there. Put this gear on here. Put this on here. How's this go? Like this. Boom. How's business treating you? Bobby, this week with both super dumps, just 2 super dumps. So I am very, very happy with the way business is going right now. Very happy. You know, I mean, we're still, technically, in my opinion, we're still in winter until May.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Sorry. Somebody was...
Rolling. Get that solo rolling. Yeah, I know, man. When you gonna hire it? You gotta put me to work, man. Hell, I didn't even know you were live. I was watching the truck line cover video. What'd you think of that, Blake? The water line. Dude, water line is so much cheaper than that expanded plastic. So much cheaper. And it's just as useful. And if you really wanted to, you could cut it in a spiral too. You know, it'd be the same thing basically.
If you use a torch, it'll...
Soften up and you can cut it.
Yeah.
Next week, 26 ton of riprap and 30 ton of quarry spalls. You give me the address, I'll be there. That's a good idea. I've got about 5,000 of gas and water line laying around. Dang, Blake, you got a ton of that stuff, man. Ship some of that up here, man. I need some. I need to buy like probably another 200-300 feet of it. It's so much cheaper than that other stuff, man.
I think it's starting to rain, Dad.
Yeah, I know. It's starting to rain. That's okay. We're in here. It's dry in here, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
And we got that.
I need one of those PEX tools for water line ends. Looking to invest in. You would crap if you've seen all the metal pipe we have down in the mine from all the oil wells. I probably would, Blake. Christian, that's a great question. In my opinion, I always advise people to buy old stuff when they're starting out. Number one, it's way cheaper. Number two, you are able to learn a lot more of the business than you would if you just bought a new truck. You're never going to learn how to fix anything on a new truck because most of the time they're not breaking down. So when stuff does start breaking down, you're probably going to end up paying somebody to fix it instead of just fixing it yourself when it's something simple. If you buy an old piece of equipment, you're probably more likely to work on it yourself, and you're going to get your hands dirty and you're going to learn a lot, Yeah. So number one reason for buying old is it's so much cheaper and, you get a lot of experiences, very valuable in my opinion. I learned so much with my old dump truck. That's the way every business owner really does it. The guys that buy just a brand new truck and they are slave to the bank, they normally quit within the first year or two. Buy as new as your budget allows. You're still gonna be dirty. Yeah, that is true, Blake. That is true. Buy as new as your budget allows. Yeah, I would say I don't know where you live or what the market is that, where you live, but if you're in Washington, I would say buy a triaxle, a dump truck with at least one drop axle, for around 30,000. 30 to 40 is a good start out price. Southern California.
Want to put the soy down?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I want to buy one that's about a half an inch bigger than that. And I'm trying to remind myself by leaving it out. Southern California. I mean, you guys, see, it's tough in California, man, because you guys have so many emissions laws, so an old truck in California is still really new. He's screwed. Yeah, you might want to move out of California, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to have to buy at least a 2008 or newer in California. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely money to be made in California. Don't let people tell you there isn't money. There's definitely money to be made there. But the taxes are getting higher and higher, and, I'm not really a liberal guy, so I'm not going to tell you I agree with the politics in California because I don't. Yeah, they have to be clean idle in California. At least I think they do. They got to be certified clean idle.
Yep.
Jeez, look at all that dust coming off of me. This was a clean hoodie. 30 minutes of working on a dump truck and it's already dusty. Yeah, you too. You're all dirty too.
Yeah.
Well, my International and your Peter out. Yeah, you got that right, Blake. But there are a lot of guys, in California that are constantly rotating their trucks, because they are trying to keep up with all the emissions rules too. So all you got to do is just jump into one that is still legal, that's going to last you 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, 5 years. And then, I feel like I don't want to give people the advice to go buy a brand new truck and invest, $200,000-$300,000 into a business that you have no experience in. Like, even if you're driving dump trucks, you don't know what owning a dump truck business is like. You think you know, but you don't know. So I always try and give people the advice of basically, invest as little as you can into your business, and make it work, basically. Invest as little as you can, have as little overhead as you can. That way, if you don't like it, you can bail a lot easier and not, have to sell your house because, you bought a truck and it's not worth what it was. And, I would just say buy used and old, But obviously, don't buy something that's so old that you're going to, have to rebuild the whole truck, I mean, that's basically what I did, and it took me 7 months, basically, to get my truck on the road. Be careful you don't fall.
Okay.
Used to work in the Dallas for a year. I think it's time to sell house and pack up and go north. Make sure it's new enough you can buy replacement parts. Yes, exactly what Blake is saying. Like I would say, honestly, in Washington State, I wouldn't give anybody advice to buy older than the 1990s. If it's older than the 90s, don't buy it. That's my honest opinion. If somebody asked me how old of a truck should I buy, Brian, in Washington, I would say don't buy older than the 90s because that's when you start getting into wedge brakes, you start getting into manual slack adjusters, you start getting into all these parts and metal fatigue on the truck that is so far past overdue, you're playing catch up all the time. I would say 95, honestly, 95 to 2000. And if you can afford newer, then by all means, but I wouldn't go into debt. That's the one of the biggest things I've always said. When you start your business, don't go into debt starting your business. It's just, for one, you don't know if you're going to like the business. For number two, you don't know if the work's actually going to be there for you. I got so lucky, but I was still, I didn't have any debt. So if it didn't work for me, I could have went and got a day job and just sat and parked the truck until I did find something. But, that was never my intention. My intention was to, work so hard that, I would die before I went bankrupt. You know what I mean? And it worked. It worked for me, We made it happen. So, what do you think, son? You like dump trucks? Yeah. Are you gonna run my dump truck business for me?
Yep.
How about I scoot this over so they can see us both? I don't think I ever heard. Did the check engine light ever go out on the Pete? No, it hasn't, Blake.
Nope.
It hasn't. But he said it did start to do a regen or something. He said, but he wasn't sure 100% if it was doing a full regen or something. Drivers, they don't really know what's going on with the trucks. So I may have to have it brought in and have them flash it, take all the codes off and then see what happens. I have a parked regen. I need to learn how to do a parked regen because that button never works. I tried that button, it doesn't work. Maybe there's a sequence and I don't know what the sequence is, but got to figure something out.
Yep.
This is an oil filter wrench.
Yep. Oil filter wrench.
Oil filter wrench. So. It's getting late, huh?
Yep.
It's Time to go inside.
It's getting dark.
It's very dark.
It's very dark now.
Yeah, so I would say if you're gonna buy an old used truck, buy like something newer than a '95.
Yeah.
You know, that way you got 5 years of good solid running before it's getting harder to find parts. You know, no matter what you buy, if it's used, you're gonna end up buying suspension parts for sure. Springs, bushings, kingpins. You need to know what you're looking for. Go watch my video on what to look for in buying an old dump truck.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that video because if you don't, you know. Also, blow by is a big thing too. You know, you pull that oil cap off when the motor's running, and it's looks like a freight train exhaust. Stay away. You know, that type of thing. You know. So. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Me and Brian, we're gonna head inside, and we're gonna have some Oreos or some ice cream or something. If we haven't, do we have any ice cream?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Oh. Well, we're gonna go
I
inside.
think so, but I don't think so.
I need to stay up as late as possible today because I'm working night shift tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah.
I gotta try and stay up as late as I can. I know, he said, good night, guys. Enjoy them Oreos.
Yep.
So I'm going to stay up as late as I can. That way I can sleep in as long as I can. And then I can be okay when I work my night shift. Because we start at 9:15 at night. So that kind of stinks. But it is what it is. So anyways, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Don't
forget Panda subscribe button.
Yeah, you heard it from my son, guys. So pound that like button. Pound the subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys have a good night.